Good evening, church. Welcome to yet another Wednesday, and we are about to pray together as a family. But before that, I hope you are doing well there at home in this very, very cold, freezing day. For me, this is very cold. Maybe for you, this is comfortable, but for me, this is very cold. But if you are not doing well, I would like to urge you, don't suffer in silence. Speak to someone about it, let your small group leader know about it, or you can even approach us or the rest of the members of the management team. Let us know about it. We would love to be there for you in the moments where you need us to be there for you. We are a family and we are there for one another through thick and thin. And so we would love to be there for you if you are not doing well. And so before we get to the time of praying this evening, I just want to encourage us with these two scriptures. The first one is found in Romans chapter 12, verse 15. And the second one is found in Philippians chapter 2, verse 4. And so the first one in Romans 12:15, this is what it says. It says, rejoice with those who rejoice. Weep with those who weep. And then the second one in Philippians chapter 2, verse 4, this is what it says. It says, don't look out only for your own interests, but take an interest in others too. And so it's just this whole thinking where Paul is encouraging us as believers to not only live for ourselves, to not only live individualistic lives, but to take interest in the lives of the people that are around us, to be a family and to care about the people that are around us. And I think, in this very, very cold day, one of the groups of people that I do think about are the people that are homeless. I do think about them, and maybe we can even pray for them this evening, to pray that God would provide for them, to pray that God would shelter them, to pray that God would come through for them, definitely using us, to be there, to extend the helping hand to them. But there's lots of other groups of people that we can pray for this evening. And so as God brings the people into your heart and into your spirit, definitely lift them up to God in prayer. There's a lot of stuff that is happening right now in the world. Every time you switch on or you turn on the news, you hear of the tragic loss of lives. You hear about gender-based violence. You hear about so many other issues that are happening. And the danger in that is that we can get to a place where we are numbed, to a place where we cannot feel anymore the pain that the people are going through. And maybe that's another thing that we can pray for, is to pray for God to help us to never get to that place where our hearts are numb, where we no longer feel the pain that people are going through in our lives. And so even with all of those issues that are happening right now in the world, as the issues are touching your heart, as the Lord brings them into your spirit and into your heart, lift them up to God in prayer. Pray and pray that God would come through. Pray that God would save. Pray that God would deliver. And sometimes we might even get to a place where we think, I'm just an individual and I'm so far away. What can my prayer do? The prayer works. That's the one thing that we always need to know, is that prayer works. Prayer changes things. God is alive. God listens, God hears, and God moves. And so as we pray earnestly, as we lift up our voices in prayer to God, as we desperately cry out to God for Him to move, I believe that He is going to do something. I believe it is not too late. I believe that the situations are not hopeless, because God is alive. He is, He is living. He is still as powerful. He is the one who's still in control of everything that is happening in the world. Lift up the issues of crime. Lift up the issues of hunger, of poverty. Lift up the issues of the people that are around you, people that are suffering, people that are going through difficult situations and circumstances, people that are going through marital difficulties in their marriages, in their families, in relationships. Let us lift them up to God, trusting and having faith and believing in our hearts that God is going to hear us, but not only that, but also that God is going to come through. God is going to stretch out His hand from His throne room, and He's going to save, He's going to deliver, He's going to protect, He's going to do what we desperately asking Him to do. Be blessed, have a great evening, and a very blessed week ahead.